Welcome everybody back for night 2 of SummerSlam predictions. We did night 1. If you ain't seen it, check it out. Remember, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, drop a comment down below. Visit the channel, see some of the other videos we got out. Let's hit that intro and get into it.
Break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up.
Alright everybody, we're back. Night 2. Me, R.A., your reigning, defending, undisputed, pro wrestling nerd, prediction champion. And as always, your tribal chief. I'm here with Double Up Big Johnny.
What's up, guys?
And Lil J. We're going to get into night 2, the 6 matches here. So let's jump into it. The tag team ladder match from SmackDown with the champions of the Wyatt Six versus DIY, Fraxium, the Prophets, and Andrade and Rey Fenix. Big Johnny, who do you got and why?
I see the Wyatt Six retaining.
The Wyatts retain? Okay, for what
Yes.
What reason?
Because, I mean, they just won it, so, I mean, they're not going to hotbox it, that quick.
If
so.
they hotboxed anything, it would be the tag titles. They used to hotbox
Oh.
that. They still, to this day, hotbox them like crazy.
But,
They just
but
hotboxed
it's
them
gonna
last
be-
year with DIY.
But it's going to be the Wyatt Six that keeps it.
Lil J, who do you got and why?
I'm actually going to counter what he said. I think this would be a perfect time for a new tag team because they don't have to beat the Wyatt Six to win the titles. So I'm gonna go one out and say Fraxium.
Fraxium, okay. And out of all 12 matches on this card, this is the hardest one to pick because I could see any of these teams winning, with the exception of one. Because, like I said on night 1, there was going to be a tag team friction because of the loss. I think the same thing happens here. So I'm taking Andrade and Rey Fenix completely out because they're not going to put the straps on them because when they put the tag titles on Rey Fenix, it's going to be with Penta. And I think this starts an Andrade heel turn, and they're going to have a program with him and Phoenix that eventually brings in Penta. So I'm taking those out of the equation. So I got to go with the others. And honestly, I'm going to go Fraxium. Just because they were so hot in NXT, and they kind of haven't lived up to the bill yet in SmackDown, but they're still very new. And I think putting those straps on them will give them a bigger stage and a bigger jump on there. So I'm going to go with Lil J and go Fraxium just because out of all these teams, that's the one I just have to go with. I mean, this is a super, super, super hard match to pick. But anyways, next up, for the Intercontinental title, Dirty Dom Mysterio versus AJ Styles. Lil J, who do you got and why?
I'm going with Dom.
Dom, for what reason?
There was a perfect reason he said, I think, during the SummerSlam one, where he said AJ's just there to boost talent, and I think this is another match just for Dom to win and show off what he is.
I'll go next, and I agree. It's Dom because AJ's at the part where he's elevating the younger talent, and this is the perfect thing to have him elevate the younger talent, and they can keep AJ strong by having maybe the Judgment Day come out and interfere. And Dom's going to retain. He's been great with the Intercontinental title, even though he hasn't really defended it, but he hasn't needed to. And he's going into AAA, and how much better with all that AAA stuff he goes in there trying to win a second title and be a double champion. Maybe even win that Mega Championship, and he shows up at Raw with the Mega title and the Intercontinental title. I think that would just be great. Big Johnny, who do you got and why?
Just up to that, we're going down.
Dom, for what reason?
Because, like it says, the interference by the Judgment Day, by his partners, and so he'll keep the title.
Next up, for the United States Championship, the steel cage match between Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. Big Johnny, who do you got and why?
This one, I'm going with Fatu.
Fatu? All right, for
Yeah.
what reason?
Because for all the stuff that freaking Solo's put Fatu through, he's gonna get it back. You know what I'm saying? But the cops and stuff like that, with the cops and stuff, he's gonna get it back.
All right. Little J, who do you got and why?
I'm gonna go with Solo to retain.
Solo to retain for what reason?
I feel like I know Thomas probably most likely gonna interfere, cause sponsor the match, which I think later down the road is gonna be Tala versus Fatu.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with Solo.
All right. I'm going to go next, and I'm also going to go solo. This is another one that I was really, really torn between the two. This is a very tough pay-per-view to predict because you could go either way. And because a lot of these matches can go either way, so this pay-per-view is very much up for grabs. But I'm going to go solo because I feel that if they gave Fatu his flowers at WrestleMania, so why do it again at SummerSlam? And it's just it's just nothing I say can really make sense on this. But I just don't feel like hotboxing them back and forth like this makes much sense. So I'm going to say solo. Maybe Tama Tonga comes back and somehow gets in the cage and costs Fatu. Or, the rest of the MFTs get in there. But I've got to go solo. I'm not very confident in, but it is what it is. I'm going solo. Next up, for the women's IC title, we've got Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria. I'm going to go first. I'm going to go Becky. And the reason I'm going Becky is, again, another one that I'm really 100% not confident on is Becky because of the stipulation that if Lyra loses, she can't challenge again for the IC title. I think this story is pretty much coming to a conclusion. It's ran its course. So if Becky loses, it has a way to go on, and I don't think that needs to go on. But if Becky wins, it puts an end to the Lyra-Becky story, and they can both move on. I mean, the story has been great, but they're running the risk of it kind of being repetitive now. It's been going on since WrestleMania. It's time to end it and move on to the next phase for both of them. And with Becky winning, it puts a nice bow on it and can end it right then and there. Big Johnny, who do you got and why?
Becky.
Becky? For what reason?
Yeah. Like you summed it up. I mean, it's getting old and it's time for for it to end it. So, Becky.
All right, Little J, what about you? Who do you got and why?
I'm also gonna go with Becky.
Becky? For what reason?
So I think this story was supposed to show how was kind of to test Lyra, and I don't see her really doing much during this feud. So I'm going with Becky because I don't think Lyra really put anything into this feud.
All right, next up, the triple threat for the women's world title, which is worth 2 points. And also that tag match that we did earlier is a 5-pointer because there's 6 teams. So we're getting a 5-pointer on that one. That one could honestly decide, if one of us gets it, who wins this entire thing. But for the women's world title, Big Johnny, who do you got and why?
Naomi, because she won the Money Bank. She's gonna get a title.
I am also going Naomi because I don't think it's time. I mean, it's another one that this has been a very short title range. I don't think it's time for them to drop it to somebody new yet. And this can also keep the story of Rhea not being able to beat Io when it counts. So I'm also going Naomi. Little J, who do you got and why?
I'm also going to go with Naomi.
For what reason?
I think they're going to have a retain because they're not going to hotbox it over. And then if they do hand over the title, I can see Rhea winning because Io could bring up, like how you were saying, where she still hasn't beaten Io clean. So, yeah, I'm just going to go with Naomi.
Naomi. And for the main event, for the WWE Undisputed Championship, we got the champion, John Cena, versus Cody Rhodes. Little J, who do you got and why?
Okay, this is going to be out of the blue. So, I think Cody is going to accept the deal. And this is how Cena's going to turn face, is by Cody turning on Cena by accepting The Rock's offer, and The Rock's going to agree to it. So I'm gonna go with Cody.
I like that, and I would up until a couple of days ago, I would have 100% agreed with you because up until a couple of days ago, I had that. But when I'm gonna do the picks last because mine's gonna be very drawn out, and I don't want Johnny stealing my pick. Big Johnny, who do you got and why?
I hate this guy with a passion, but I'm going with John Cena.
All right, for what reason?
Because I don't see him losing it here at SummerSlam. It'll probably be, WrestleMania or whatever. Or the
He's not going to be around at WrestleMania or Royal Rumble. He's done in December.
Or he could lose it at Survivor Series.
There's not even going to be a title match at Survivor Series. There ain't been a title match at Survivor Series in like 10 years.
So it's going to be John Cena who's going to keep it.
All right. I hate to do this because I got to agree with Big Johnny. But like I said, up till a couple of days ago, I was 100% sure that it was Cody. And Lil J, your reasoning was perfect. I thought that was what it was going to be. He was going to turn heel, and it was wrong. But, like Roman Reigns, Cody's going off to also film Street Fighter. So he's probably going to be gone for a good few months, so they're not going to give him the title, I feel. If he wasn't going... I mean, it could still happen. So, Lil J, it's possible it could still happen. But Cody is going to stream Street Fighter, and I feel that they already have a champion right now that's never there. And I don't think they're going to jump it off one champion that's never going to there to another one that's never going to be there. So they're probably going to change it up in about October, right before maybe Perth is what I'm thinking. Maybe they have Cena drop it at Crown Jewel in Australia. So that's where I'm thinking they drop it now. I think originally, yes, this was going to be Cody's spot to win it and maybe turn heel at the same time, but probably not now, not with Cody accepting the role for Street Fighter and him and Roman going off. You know, Roman can win because there's no long-term repercussions of him winning, but Cody can't win the title and then run off to film a movie. Because filming, apparently, from what I hear, starts at the end of next month, at the end of August. So, I gotta go Cena as much as I hate to do it. If Cody wasn't filming Street Fighter, I'm Cody all the way on this, because this was always my pick that he was going to lose it at SummerSlam. So maybe they have to extend this John Cena heel turn a little farther out and have him lose it at Perth. And I maybe even Clash at the Castle, but I don't think it's going to be Clash at the Castle. And we'll get into that in later months because I think they're going to have a big title change there. But yeah, I'm going Cena as much as I hate it, as much as it went against what I believe they wanted to do the whole time. But I've got to go Cena. And I have to go with Big Johnny, unfortunately. But there it is. Our predictions for Night 2 of SummerSlam. Remember, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, drop a comment down below. Let's hear your predictions. Let's hear some other stuff you want to talk about. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you again.
Watch out, 'cause I'm here now and I'm staying.